Guys, it's Karen and I'm here to do another ingredient video. It's been a while since I did one. There is quite a while between each video because it takes a lot of time to get all of the information down in a way that you guys would understand it. And mineral oil is a really controversial one, and it's a really complex one in some ways. In other ways it's really simple. But I was kind of wary of putting this video up because I can pretty much assure you somebody will disagree with what I say, and there'll be a lot of scaremongering and there'll be a lot of people that think you should immediately stop using it. And as with all my videos, I'm telling you what my opinion is. I've explained in previous videos why I have the knowledge, because of my science qualifications, because of my job in medical research, because of working in the hospital for years, etc., but also because of my interest in cosmetic ingredients over the years. So I was pretty aware of what mineral oil was, what it did, I heard a few of the kind of rumours of what the perceived dangers were of it. But when I'm doing these videos, I always go on and check, is there any new research out there? What are the websites saying? I normally avoid it, to be honest, because it just winds me up. Because the trouble is, there's so many of us bloggers out there now, and there's a lot of people that read an article, don't know the foundation of the article, the qualifications of the people writing it, and will then re-quote that and say it's dangerous for you and list all the reasons why. And then unfortunately the general public read it and get scared, and so like I said, it winds me up unless it's a proper scientific study. The other thing to mention is that things are being found out about the world, ingredients, everything, every day. There's always new information, and there's a lot of things that aren't being investigated. And I think if we really looked into everything we ate and put on our skin, you'd hardly use any of it if you knew where it started from, perhaps the processes that it goes through, exactly what ingredients were in things. I don't know, I suppose the biggest thing that bothers me is when people say I'm trying to use chemical-free stuff, but as I've said before, water's a chemical, so you're not saying you're against water, it just doesn't make sense, a lot of the scaremongering. So let's talk about mineral oil. What is it? Well, there's so many names out there that it's no wonder people are confused, and they all in a roundabout way relate to the same thing. So you've got, let me think now, you've got petrolatum, petroleum jelly, liquid paraffin, paraffinum liquidum, mineral oil. What else? Have I written anything else down? Liquid paraffin. I think that's pretty much it. There's a lot of names that relate to the same kind of thing. But what is it? Well, it starts off as petroleum, which is a crude oil. Okay, so let's look at what people say. And I've read quite a few websites to see what people are saying are the dangers. Number one, a lot of people say that it suffocates the skin, it doesn't let the skin breathe, and that it clogs pores. It doesn't suffocate the skin, but it is occlusive. What that means is that when you put it on your skin, water underneath your skin won't be able to evaporate and come out of your skin. For people with dry skin and normal skin, that's a good thing because it keeps any water and therefore moisture in. And it's also a barrier from wind and the environmental effects that would damage your skin. That's why I think people love it so much on the lips. There's a lot of people use Vaseline on the lips, don't they? Because you won't get wind-chapped lips because it's a barrier. So why doesn't it suffocate skin? Because skin doesn't need to breathe. There's a lot of talk about skin can't breathe. Skin doesn't need to breathe. The other thing people say is that it will block pores and it will turn to a solid. This is specifically talking about mineral oil, because remember that petroleum jelly is actually a semi-solid. But mineral oil will not block pores. It won't turn to a solid for a start. It's not possible for that to happen with it. It is a liquid and it will stay a liquid. But also the molecules of a mineral oil are too large to block pores. It can prevent, like if you've got dirt on your skin, if you didn't clean your face and you put mineral oil on your face, then yes, it would trap the dirt and bacteria underneath that layer, and that's not a good thing. But you've got to assume if you're using mineral oil, if you're using a moisturiser, that you have cleansed your face first. But like I said, it won't block your pores. However, with all that said, I don't like mineral oil because I don't like the feel of it. If you've got oily skin, oily acne prone skin, then you can not like the feeling of mineral oil on your skin. And it's funny because sometimes I don't mind it and other times it really bothers me. And there is a L'Oreal cleansing oil that I use that when I bought it the first time round, I didn't like the feeling of greasiness on my skin, but I'm now using it and actually really enjoying it. It's the same as using oils. If you have oily skin, you can, and it's very beneficial to use an oil on your skin, because it will then, your body will think it's already producing oil and it won't continue to overproduce oil. But it's up to the person. Each individual feels differently about using oil on oily skin, and that plays a big part in what cosmetics we choose. So like I said, with mineral oil, it can feel very greasy, but it won't actually clog your pores. It's not to say that you wouldn't have a reaction to products with mineral oil in it, because there is, most products have other things in it. So even Vaseline is a mixture of 3 things. It's not just petroleum jelly, it's got 2 other things in it. Baby oil is a fragranced mineral oil, and so there are almost always other things in a product that you're using, and it is more likely to be the other things that are causing you to break out or causing irritation on your skin than the mineral oil. Mineral oil is actually proven to be the least irritating product out there, one of the least irritating products out there in cosmetic terms. Another thing that's said about it is that it contains carcinogens, which are cancer causing, and it also is said that it contains hormone disrupting chemicals. These are firstly the carcinogens. There are no carcinogenic properties to purified cosmetic grade mineral oil. There's nothing that has proven that there are any carcinogens in mineral oil that is purified. The raw product, yes, but anything raw, it's like I said earlier about natural products, anything in its raw form before it is purified for cosmetic use. I don't know percentages, but a lot of it will have carcinogens. You know, there's carcinogens in vegetables and there's carcinogens in a lot of things, and you need to do something to remove them. In pure cosmetic grade mineral oil, there are no carcinogens. There's nothing proving that there are carcinogens in that. As for the hormone disrupting nature of mineral oil, there are a couple of studies quoted, but the studies, if you read the whole information, which few people will read the huge amount of information out there on all of the studies. This is the problem. People will make a conclusion from a small amount of information, and to know the full information, you have to have read a lot of studies. But the studies that are talking about hormone disruption are talking about mineral oil that is used as a laxative and that is taken internally. And I would certainly not recommend taking it internally, but putting it on the skin is a completely different thing. So I would say that there is no evidence that shows that by putting mineral oil on your skin, there is any disruption to hormones. For the things that people are saying about mineral oil, but there are plenty of alternatives that you can use depending on what your opinion is. Because like I said, I could make this video about an hour long, to be honest, and I could talk about all of the studies and really go into the science of it. But I think that unless you are a scientist, you won't be interested and or understand it. And it doesn't need to be that complicated. But there are people that are going to disagree, like I said. But if you are scared by anything you read, feel free to leave me a comment and I will see if I can answer you and kind of allay your fears, if you like. But if you read the websites that are saying this is not good for you, there are plenty of alternatives. You don't have to use mineral oil. It's just that, I mean, mineral oil is fairly inexpensive, and it's a good one for skin that needs moisture. It's not a product that I will look to exclude from my cosmetics, certainly, but I wouldn't like put baby oil on my face, mostly because it's got fragrance in it. But actually no, I wouldn't use mineral oil on its own as a moisturizer because I don't like the feel of it. It does feel too kind of greasy to me. But like I said, I wouldn't not use products with mineral oil in them. But if you don't want to use mineral oil, you do need to check your ingredients extremely carefully and look out for paraffinum liquidum, liquid paraffin, petroleum jelly. You need to check that whole list and make sure that there's none of that in it. And instead of using, say, baby oil or these cleansing oils like the L'Oreal cleansing oil or any of the less expensive mineral oils, cleansing oils, you could use coconut oil, almond oil, olive oil, shea butter, cocoa butter. You know, there are many alternatives if you don't want to use mineral oil. So that's everything. I hope that did explain it to you to an extent. Like I said, it's there's a lot more information I could give you, but it would just really confuse you, I think. I think Paula's Choice has talked about mineral oil and maybe even done a video, so if I can find them, I'll link that below, because they are a laboratory of a team of scientists, so their information is some more information for that kind of side of things. And I'll maybe link one of the websites that gives the dangers as well, just so that you've got a balanced view. Because like I said, my concern with doing these videos is I'm not here to say you shouldn't use mineral oil or you should use mineral oil, because as I said at the beginning, every day new things are being found out about new products, and really all you can do is, and it's the same with food, it's the same with the paint that we use, it's the same with everything, all you can do is read or watch as much information as you want to and then make an opinion for yourself. So this is not, I'm not saying do or don't use it, but read whatever you want to, listen to whatever you want to, and then come up with a decision for yourself that's best for you. For me personally, like I said, I'm happy using it. That's everything. Thank you very much for watching. I'll give you a rundown of what's on my face. I've got the L'Oreal True Match Foundation on in 2C. I'm not sure how I feel about this foundation yet. I think I like it, but I'm not sure. I need to use it a little bit more. I have got on MAC, now what's it called? Oh, Amber Lights eyeshadow. And on my cheeks I have got Illamasqua blush in Lover, and on my lips I've just got the Charlotte Tilbury lip pencil in Iconic Nude, and then just some clear lip gloss on top. So that's everything. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll speak to you again soon.